Hi, this is Ms. Ehrig, and we're going to go over some more integrated algebra questions, and these ones are some humdingers. They're systems of equations, and we have to solve them algebraically. There's a bunch of them, so hold on to your hairnets, as someone in college used to say, and let's get this done. This is question number 35 from the August 2013. The difference between two numbers is 28, so we know difference is the larger number is 8 less than twice the smaller number. Find both numbers. So we have a small number, and for our purposes right now, y is going to just be the larger number. Okay? It says the difference, I know difference is subtraction, so the difference of the numbers is 28. So we have y minus x is, so equal sign 28. Then it says the larger number, y, is 8 less than twice the smaller. So 8 less than twice the smaller. It wants us to find both. So now I'm just going to plug this using substitution into here for y. So I've got 2x minus 8 minus x equals 28. 2x minus x is plain x. Minus 8. Now we get x by itself, add 8 to both sides. We're left with x equals 36. So it wants us to find both numbers. So now we're going to have y equals 2x minus 8. I'm going to plug 36 in for x. 2 times 36 is 72. And y is going to equal, wait, what did I just make? Yep, 64. Okay, and I can just kind of check it too if I want. I can do 28 plus 36 either way. Oh, I don't know when I push that up. Okay, so x is the smaller one, y is the larger number. It said that the difference between, so y minus x gave us 28. The larger one is 2 times the smaller minus 8. I just substituted this in right here for y. Combine like terms, got x equals 36. Took that 36 and plugged it back into this equation, got y equals 64. Alright, that's a 3-pointer. Next. Here's a 4-pointer. During the first week of business, market sold a total of 108 apples and oranges. A equals the number of apples, and O is going to equal the number of oranges. So during the first week, they sold a total of 108, so we know A plus O equals 128. The second week, they sold 5 times the number of apples, and 3 times the number of, the second week, 5 times the number of apples and 3 times the number of oranges were sold. A total of 552 apples and oranges were sold during the first week. So 5 times the number of apples plus 3 times the number of oranges. I should have picked another one. Let's make this P, just so it's easier, not a 0. 3P equals 452. And then it says how many apples and oranges were sold in the first week. Okay. So first, let's just get A by itself by subtracting P from both sides. Now I'm going to plug here. So 128 minus P plus 3P equals 452. 5 times 128, I do not feel like doing in my head. $640 minus 5P plus 3P equals 452. Combine like terms, 640 minus 2P equals 452. Subtract 640 from 452. Negative 2P equals negative 188. Divide both sides by 2. Negative 90, I'm sorry, should have been negative 2, so I know it's positive 94. That's what P equals. Now we got to go over here, and we know A equals 128 minus the 94. 128 minus 94. 34. So we can say 34 apples and 94 oranges. All right, there we go. That's the answer to that one. Next question. Oh my gosh, I just did that wrong, didn't I? Do you know I did that wrong? I did that wrong because this is supposed to be 108. Wow, that's why I have to check our answers, because what I did is in my head I was like, oh, what's 34 plus 94? That equals 128, but this said it was 108. So I need to go back over here, make this a 108. So I'm going to do 5 times 108. That means this should be 540, which means that this, that's what I get for rushing, huh? It's supposed to be just 88, which means this is supposed to be 44. So that means this is supposed to be 44, which means this is supposed to be 64. Wow. 64 apples and 44 oranges. That was a lucky catch. Okay? So, go back and read it. If it doesn't make sense, like I was looking at this like, wow, 34 and 94 doesn't equal 108. That made me go back and check my work and fix everything. If you do it like that, you still get full credit. No big deal. That's a 4-pointer. Oh, wow. Let's try this one. One says to solve the following system of equations algebraically for all values of x and y. Well, they give us y equals this, so you know what? Let's just substitute it right in. 2x plus 1 equals x squared plus 2x minus 8. Let's set everything equal to 0 and see what happens. I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. And you know what? I'm just going to subtract 1 from both sides so I can cross these babies right out. These cancel. I'm left with that. Now, it wants you to solve it algebraically. I'm going to just show you a trick. I'm going to add 9 to both sides. 9 equals x squared. Take the square root of both sides. Plus or minus 3 is your answer. That's it. 3-point question. All right, let's try this one. They're both set equal to y, so we're going to set them equal to each other. Let's move everything over. Add 9x. Subtract 19. These cancel, these cancel. Negative 6x plus 9 is positive 3x. Positive 9 minus 19 is negative 10. Okay. We have to do factoring. It's the only way to do this. We're trying to think of a reverse Punnett square. We know x squared is going to go here. Negative 10 is going here. Trying to find these. We need to know which two numbers multiply together to give us a times c, which is negative 10, but add together to give us 3. We know the signs have to be different, and the bigger number has to be positive. So if we had 10 and 1, 10 divided by 1, we know that the bigger one has to be positive. Well, when we add this up, we get 9, so that's not it. So let's do 10 divided by 2, so 5 times 2. The bigger one has to be positive. 5 and 2 is going to be, 3x. That's the one we need right there. So we know one of them is going to be 5x. The other one's going to be negative 2x. The only way we can get x squared is x and x. X times what is going to give us 5x? X times positive 5. X times what's going to give us negative 2x? Negative 2. Now we set each one of these equal to 0. Add 2 to both sides. X equals 2. Subtract 5. These are our answers. Okay, that was a pretty messy one, but that's how you do it algebraically. Another algebraically one. Okay, They're both equal to y, so we set them equal to each other. Subtract the x, add the 5. This cancels, there's our 0. Okay, now we're going to do our reverse Punnett square. You know x squared goes here, negative 12 goes here. I'm trying to think of what two numbers multiplied together to give us negative 12, but add together to give us positive 4. We know we're going to subtract, and we know that the bigger one has to be positive. I'm sorry, the signs have to be different, the bigger one's positive. So 12 divided by 1 can give us 12. The bigger one's positive, that's negative 11. Or I'm sorry, positive 11, that's not it. It's divided by 2. 6 and 2, the bigger one's positive. These combine for 4. So we know we have 6x, negative 2x. Well, x times x gives us x squared. X times positive 6 gives us 6x. X times negative 2 gives us negative 2x. Set each one equal to 0. These are our answers. Okay. Next one. This is a crazy wazy one. I like to multiply, so I'm just going to make everything simple. So here this stays the same. Nothing happens here. This I need to do a Punnett square for. So I know my top here, this is still multiply, is going to be x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. That's divided by 2x. And this is divide, so I'm going to multiply the reciprocal. Oh, you know what I should have done? Now that I look at it, I'm going to leave this x plus y, because really I didn't have to do it like that. Okay, so let's write it one more time. 10x squared y. Let's factor out the x here. And this one I'm going to separate out difference of two squares. Now we get to do lots of canceling. Alright, this squared here and this x can cancel. This x plus y and this x plus y. Remember, we can cancel up and down or diagonal. This x and y, this x and y. This x here, this x here. This 2 here, 2 goes into 10 5 times. So that's it. Let me double check. Yep. 5y times 5y. 5y over 1 times 1 over 1 times 5y over x minus y. Equals 5 times 5 is 25. Y times y is y squared. X minus y. And that's your answer. That was a 4-pointer. Okay, I'm getting down. Here's the 3-pointer. Ooh, last question. This is a long one, isn't it? DVD costs twice as much as a CD. Jack buys 2 DVDs and 2 CDs. So D equals the cost of a DVD, and C equals the cost of a CD. A DVD costs twice as much as a music CD. So 2 times the cost of a CD equals the price of a DVD. Jack buys 2 DVDs plus 2 CDs, and he spends 45 bucks. Anytime we get a D, we're going to put in 2C. We're going to substitute. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Divide both sides by 6. $7.5 wants the CD cost in dollars. If we left it to 7.5, we would get it wrong. 3 points. Cost of the DVD, cost of the CD. The DVD cost 2 CDs. We bought 2 DVDs, 2 CDs for for $45. We substituted the 2C in. 2 times 2 is 4. Added it up. Got our $7.50. All right, lovelies, that is it for algebra, systems of equations algebraically. Ciao.